Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I'm your Pakistan Studies teacher. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss the winter break task which had been given on the last day to you, to class 9s. So, this lecture is for class 9 and I'll explain how you should attempt the December or winter task. So first of all, the questions which have been given to you, the first of all we should discuss oral question and answers have been given to you, which you have already, I think, learned in the classes and as a homework of chapter number 1 and chapter number 2. So this is a golden chance to revise all these questions again. Short questions of chapter number 1 and then long questions of chapter number 1, and again short questions of chapter number 2 and long questions of chapter number 2. So you have to learn all these questions orally. The next task is a written task. You have to write down these questions. There are 3 questions. Question number 1 is make 15 one-line question and answers from chapter number 4, that is page number 84, 85, 86 and 87. And question number 2 is exercise MCQs. The exercise MCQs which are written on page number 12 and 13, you have to write down all these MCQs and their correct options. You have to write all 4 options and then shade the correct one. Later on the next page I will tell you how to write it down. And the third question is also about MCQs. You have to write down the book exercise MCQs of chapter number 2, which are on page 34 and 35. Chapter number 1 MCQs are on page 12 and 13. One thing I have to explain is that do not get confused to some topics, because MCQs are all included from all book, and there are some excluded topic also. And if you do not read some excluded topics, then you are not able to understand the topics which are included in your course. For example, let me give you an example from book. This is your book and there is a topic general elections of 1945 and 46. So let's see if you do not read this topic and you do not understand this topic, so the next topic which is included in your course is the Convention of Elected Representatives of Legislative Assemblies 1946, the Delhi Convention. So you will not be able to understand this topic, and remember, this topic is included in your course. If you do not read general elections from the very start, from the very beginning, then you will not be able to understand this topics. That is why you have to read some topics which are correlated to each other. So do not get confused about some of these questions. Okay, let's come towards the written task, which I have already written for you so that you can understand in a better way. You have to write down one line 15 question and answers from page number 84 to 87, that is chapter number 4. So I have written some questions from page number 84. From this short paragraph I have made 3 questions for you to understand. That is, question number 1 is, Tashkent is a city of which country? So the answer will be one sentence, one line. Tashkent is a city of Uzbekistan. Clear? Tashkent is a city of Uzbekistan. That is short answer. The next question is, when did Tashkent conference held? The answer will be Tashkent conference was held from 4th January to 10th January 1966, and so on. You can make a lot of questions, not only 15, but you can even make 50 questions from all these pages if you want to make. One thing which I want to tell you, that you have to write all written work very clearly and neatly, and according to the rules and the patterns which have been taught to you in the school and in the classroom. So you have to write according to those rules and patterns. For example, see, I have written the title, so you have to give a design, a shape or a pattern to the title, and then shade that pattern or design, so it will look good. And when you write down the question, you have to underline it with pencil and then answer accordingly and neatly. Now the next question is MCQs. You have to write down the MCQs of chapter number 1 and chapter number 2 from your books. So first of all, you have to give the title on the upper side of the page, that is chapter number 1, book exercise MCQs. And then you have to write the question which is written in book. Choose the correct answer of the following questions. Then leave one line and write down the question of MCQ. What is it? What kind of a state we can call Pakistan? So there are 4 options in the book. You have to write down all 4 options in this way, and then the correct option, you have to shade the correct answer. For example, what kind of a state we can call Pakistan? Option 1 political, B 2 conceptual, C ideological, E economic. So the correct option is ideological. So you have to shade the correct option. And the next question is, what are the elements that form an ideology called? So there are 4 options: components, parts, means and sources. Again, you have to shade the correct option, and that is sources. In this manner, you have to complete all the MCQs of chapter number 1 and chapter number 2. Hopefully you will have a better understanding of the winter task which I explained in front of you. Still, if you have any ambiguities, you can ask. Thank you. Take care of yourself.